All right, well, woken thoughts a little bit. Uh, we just watched another because we have stuff presented to us based on what we've watched, probably. But it kind of reminds me of some stuff we didn't hit on yesterday regarding the whole Fine Young Turks and Alex Jones debacle. uh, First of all, watch much hatchet. I found a little plastic hatchet. It was actually somewhat like intricate or whatever, a little toy hatchet. I think it had, fixed decoration or something on it. I didn't really pick it up and look at it. It's over in that yard by some guttering and stuff that has come down off the house. But I don't know. I think there's some fun stuff to play with there when we start talking about words and miniature axes and stuff like that. Another thing, real quick, just sort of an observation. I don't know if this is, I don't mean this is cute or inflammatory or anything. And I don't know what's up with the Turks. If they are all Turkish people, whatever Turkish means. I know Turkish was the kind of cigarette I smoked for a while. Turkish Gold. Remember back when Camel had they had orange cigarettes, they had chocolate cigarettes, they also had Turkish Gold. Anyhow, that guy strikes me as, just whenever he was going the fuck off, I kind of felt like we got to sit down with some Italians at dinner or something, like there was that just sort of a heady. It reminds me of the time my dad was trying to get us into a restaurant because of tornadoes coming in up in Nebraska. He got real, he'd do this number, and he'd also do the same thing during basketball games. That was, I didn't even really want to play basketball that much. I mean, it's not like he was forcing me or anything. I didn't have anything else to do, but and I didn't ever actually watch him in the stands, but I could sure hear him, and I just imagined the and he's not a particular descent or whatever, which is what we'll get into. But I don't know. He was kind of tan from the from the Air Force, and he did a little bit in Oman. Of course, that tan wore off, but he approached that vociferous vehemence or whatever a time or two. Whereas I don't know. I just imagine that sort of thing flares up more often. And for whatever reason, and people are gonna try and turn this into some Nazi shit or whatever with the much bit. I wonder how prevalent that sort of, high tension stuff is more common to more directly traceable ethnic roots or whatever. I don't know. Or whether you just notice it more in that case. I don't know. But I did. I just kind of felt like I was sitting at the one end of a table, where the Italians or the Jews are flipping the fuck out over some shit that happened, Also, now to get back to, I was thinking yesterday about what we would storm the stage with. Life placement, because those people were talking about restoring democracy or whatever to America. As far as I'm concerned, certainly you might have it compared to a negative. you're coming from Poland or running away from a big faction that's going on and a big bunch of the citizens are playing stupid to it or whatever with World War II or whatever, you know. Certainly back then you might have some situation in America where it was worth restoring to, but without that negative it might not. Basically what I'm saying, kids, is the world has not been anywhere near what the fuck we would want, you know, what I would want. Like I say, this whole idea that we're just going to keep on doing the same shit with job creation and stuff whenever all you got to do is start removing stuff from the goddamn hill coming down, but that's again not where passive income, which is a major fucking player in your modern paradigm and your modern situation of events, especially compared to anything that never happened. I don't want to go back to American blah 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 blah. I want the whole fucking species to stop being a bunch of dipshits and thinking that their little fucking family unit and their fucking job and their goddamn career means a fucking thing. That every fucking thing you put all your fucking effort into and it filters up and becomes something much larger for someone who's got a whole fuck ton of those things coming in. You fucking people need to be ashamed of yourselves, really. Maybe then you'd know better than to be popping off kids into this fucking situation. But anyways, no, I'm not wearing any pants. Yes, it's got the same sweatshirt now, big deal. I got one pair of shorts. I'm gonna get them fucking greasy today, and then we'll pop out the Gmos. Because I'm such a fucking loser and don't have my own fucking belief in your bullshit system or whatever. But, again, kids, we start shooting it down, well, they're gonna pull up a bunch of fucking negatives that they had probably left in place. If we didn't have goddamn 10 trillionaire actors and stuff, you might actually be able to do a goddamn thing about other parts of the world, like, hey, see this little dial disc thing here? It helps, and if you get some morning sickness by chance, this little place over here can knock that out for you right quick, and you don't have a great big fucking obligation coming into existence. That once it's here, we can't, you know, we got the fuzzies. Avoid the fuzzies. And don't get all fucking reptilian on us, you know. Be a fucking human, a goddamn cognizant thing, and a form of living which has the opportunity to manipulate its surroundings with its thumbs, as well as with its fucking brain. Thinking forward, seeing around, knowing backward. And somehow just blocking off that your mom stuck you right the fuck in the middle of this. Especially, like I say, after 60 years of being able to watch the TV and see how broke she is, she needs to fucking use her goddamn head. And by the way, guys, where are your fucking rights when it comes to kids? You're getting fucking blasted with child support and stuff, and I understand they got you on the run because nobody will talk about the species, but somebody needs to start saying, hold up, sorry to you kids, but this is bigger than all of us, and I need to put out here that I told that bitch to go get a fucking freedom procedure done, and she wouldn't do it. She sat there, she swelled up, she started threatening me and popping all kinds of shit and talking shit on me, and people wouldn't fucking listen because she's a pregnant bitch. You can't fucking argue with that. And that kid's gonna be somebody else's problem, gonna be a criminal, gonna be fucking jobless, gonna be a strain on the system, and none of you motherfuckers will put two and two to fucking together. Anyhow, what they would say, kids, is that you don't have an educated point of view. You don't know how to talk like us about these goddamn fucking politics, so You just come in and start talking about babies. Yeah. I am the fucking rock. As compared to you, I'm a motherfucking stone sitting here just lightly eroded by the ocean. I'm where the fuck you stand to even see out over the goddamn sea. I'm where you'll be whenever a fucking seagull drops shit right in your fucking face. I'll still be sitting here when you're in line somewhere at the fucking bathroom trying to get in there and watch the seagull shit off your fucking face. I don't mean to sound all big and bad. I'm just saying, as again, kids, as compared, kids, you know, in that instance, they would say you're coming in and you're talking about something that's been going on for 500,000 years. God, get with it. Get some fucking political know-how. Listen while you're sitting at the fucking stoplight. Listen to some political talk radio, would you? Get a fucking life. I guess they don't use sea creatures anymore for the signs, the reflective. It used to be that had to come from the sea. And lots of times, I think when boats cut through the ocean, you'll see this weird reflective. I think they've made up a synthetic alternative. So that's good for the sea creatures that are probably just going to get eaten by fucking whales in huge mass and large numbers. But anyways, kids, I guess just, something to take from this little bit here, coming up on 13 minutes. Understand they're gonna always try and flip you one way or the other whenever everything we're talking about here has not happened. If it did, it's back there on a fucking Chinese or an Asian coin. The very fucking plant it would take to avoid having a goddamn baby that is not gonna have a very good fucking life, yet it's gonna be here. It can't pop into another one, so everything's gonna revolve around creating more fucking problems in order to give this thing something to solve.